Welcome back to the Pride Pod here on Loud and Proud Orlando, live at another Monday at 8. We're a little bit late today, 8:15, but that's okay because we're here to talk Orlando Pride, and I'm here with my favorite co-host and guest as always, Luis Carlos Pineda. How are you, buddy?
Hey, to everybody watching, appreciate you guys. Drop us your thumbs up and your comments. We'll respond to all of your comments. Yeah, unfortunate. We come with a loss against Gotham. We're gonna be discussing all these topics today. The Gotham loss of the Pride, the new signing, Elyse Bennett, Champions Cup as well is coming. Alajuelense is coming as well. Score predictions, and also to announce that we have another Pride Pod coming up on Thursday. So it's going to be great news. I also I want to give thanks to the Mexican channel called ABC Deportes in Mexico. I got interviewed today. I'm participating in a panel talking about La Maga Valle and her arrival to Orlando. So I want to give thanks to everybody there from Juegatela, which is a show that talks about Liga MX Femenil. And they're going to start having me there a little often
I love that.
to talk about some pride because they want to keep up with what's happening in this side of the pond.
They
So
want to know what's up
those are
in La
exciting
Maga.
news. That's right. Yeah,
I love that.
we certainly need some magic, John, because what happened against Gotham was not good.
Yes, let's get into the Gotham game and really dive into that one and talk about our analysis, Luis. Should we start with the lineup?
Sure.
I was disappointed. I'm going to say that. I think we talked about the need to get some of the other players in that we thought were in better form and change the lineup a little bit, move away from this idea of Ali Limos as a pressing forward next to Marta. It just hasn't been working. I thought Seb would, come out with a different game plan, but it really just seemed like it was Chalufia and Limos up top at the beginning together. And then we didn't really, it just didn't really work again, in my opinion. I think it just the same kind of situation as last game. I think our attack is just inept at the moment. It's just not working for me. I mean, we did get 4 shots on target this game, but I just think, did you feel really like we are gonna score at any point until it was very late in the game, like early in the first half? It just was very similar situation for me. We were not able to generate attack and keep the ball well, and we kept giving it back to Gotham, and they kept countering us, and then they punished us. And it just, I was hoping to see something different from last game, Luis, and I don't think we did.
Yeah. Ali Limos was our best player, and
But she
to
moved into the
me,
midfield quite early. So
right.
that's
And
the thing.
so,
She wasn't playing striker all game.
right, right. So to me was a little odd, as you said. Um, I just feel like there's that lack of bite. I think this team is regressing on kind of their mentally, I believe. Gotham took the early lead with Esther Gonzalez, which is on the scoring a lot of goals lately. And capitalizing on their pressure. So something that we did so well against Gotham in the past, they did to us. And like you said, we started turning over the ball, and we just struggled to create any cohesiveness when it comes to the attacking third. There were really no offensive chances. 65 out of 33, passes only 66 passes in the final third against 146 for Gotham. So it's tremendous. And then, in the second half, I believe Orlando's defense kind of tightened, and they started playing a little bit more defensively. I feel like the Pride knows how to play defensively because a lot of their players kind of have that edge on there, but it's just that they generated the shots, but there's just no precision
Yeah.
at all. Uh,
Same story as
and no
always,
goal
right? Just
scored.
not
Yep,
effective in the final third.
not effective. Missing a lot of goals, turning over a lot of the balls,
Yeah.
and you know, again, I feel like Seb is trying to put the best 11 that he can, but I just think that when it's going to be up to the players also, because I feel like Seb could have a plan and try to execute it, but if the players are not going to produce, who else is he going to put in there? He can't get in the pitch and make it happen either.
I
You know
just
what I
I
mean?
think he's putting the wrong players and the wrong formation out there for me personally. I mean, obviously, like we are not coaches ourselves, but I just don't think what he's trying at the moment is working. And that's why I want him to try something else. I think a really good coach is adaptable and they try different things and they know when it's not working and they go in a different direction. And I just think that Seb is not doing that and he's sticking with a tactic that I just don't believe is working. I also think that yes, the players are not performing as well. So they're not executing whatever the game plan is well, for sure. But I also disagree fundamentally with the way that we're setting up and the way we're attacking. I also think that we're relying on Marta to do stuff that she's not doing this year. Like a lot of the time, and I hate to see it, but it's a constant for me at the moment is watching Marta get 2v1 and lose the ball. Like it just
Yeah.
all the time, love her. She is the GOAT, but she is getting slower. And there's these moments all the time in the game where they hustle and they drive around her. And she, in the past, would sneak out of that situation and, have enough burst of speed or do a little skill move or whatever it was to get away and then have some space to open up and be Marta. But she's just not able to do that right now for me all the time. She's just getting crowded off the ball. And so we're constantly giving it to our number 10, our main player, but then they're losing the ball in key positions and giving it back to the team. So I think for me, like if we're still trying to do everything around Marta and it's not working, at what point do we say, maybe it's time to put her on the bench? People might call me crazy, but at a certain point, you have to say the performances are not there right now. So maybe we need to look at putting some other players in. And I think that would be the same for Ali Watt. I don't think Ali Watt's performing well. Limos, yes, had a better game based on the fact that she got put in D mid after Angelina came out with a rib injury. But I think, personally, she is questionable to start. I think there's other players in this team that are also questionable to start. And I would like to see the Charlies. I mean, sorry, the Simones. What am I talking about? The Charlies. The Simones, Luis, when they come on in the second half, they look bright and they look like they have a really good connection and they were creating and they were being more dangerous than I think our starting players. So for me, I would like to see them get the start and I would like to have seen that last game and it's just not happening. So is it a fitness thing with them? It could be. I don't know. But right now, I don't think we're putting the right players out to start the game based on form.
Yeah, and again, I understand that right now the Pride are on a kind of downturn, but I mean, just not having applying enough pressure is unacceptable. I understand how Chalufia is coming here to press and Marta's coming here to press. But for example, as we're watching right here, the goal by the first one, that right there, it's just Haley. Usually, she'll get pretty good 1v1 with the players, and then she lets that go,
Well,
and
and
then I
Haffa
guess
steps in and
and
gets
then
out of position.
yeah, Rafa steps in, gets out of position, and then doesn't run back, and then pretty much leaves an open, completely open, and it was just a
I
great goal,
don't
right?
also really know what Anna Morehouse is doing in this situation. What is the one handed out and I fall over? Like, why didn't she actually try to make a save?
Exactly. She just falls like, it's like she just falls dead.
I mean, she comes off her line. She doesn't. I don't know why she does that. You just stay on your line. The back line also does a terrible job of covering a stare. She runs through. It's almost like the gates just open up for a stare, and the goalkeeper doesn't move. It's in some ways extremely bad defending, even though that we are a very good defensive team. This is like both of our center backs step up and don't get the ball, and there's a giant hole in our defense.
Yeah. Yeah, so
And Anna's off her line and doesn't make a save. It's all bad there.
yeah, right there. Nadana was out of position,
Rafa
and
and Nadaner stepped up.
you leave space to somebody that's on the Golden Boot race. She's gonna
Spanish
yeah,
veteran in
yeah, she's
Esther,
gonna
the World Cup
yeah,
winner. I
yeah.
mean,
I mean, she's gonna punish you. You know what I mean?
gold medalist. Sorry.
Yeah. So, and then we see changes that they made.
Yeah, rib injury to Angelina looked fairly serious.
And then here you come Carson Pickett, which had a great season last year, but it's definitely not been her best season this year. And again, this is something that's haunting, the pride, the inconsistencies on having that immediate impact. Like look at that Brunina thing. Come on.
Brunina cooked Carrie in that
And
moment.
and
Yeah, she did.
nobody's running back by Haley McCutcheon. Like what are you doing there? And you know, like that's a massive save on Morehouse, but
Yeah, but she had to do it because she put it back in the mistake.
yeah. And then there was a turnover right there as well. Look at that. Look at that.
Shout
So
out to
these
Emily Sams because like in some ways you put her at right back and this is what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's everywhere, even at
Yeah,
right
she's
back, but
trying. I
she's
mean,
missed at center
look
back.
look at that right there. She's by herself right
Yeah.
there. And that to me is a tremendous goal right here. I mean, that is a banger.
That is a great shot. Yeah.
Yeah, she like again, she sees the space and just shoots with the
It's like
left.
why are all our midfielders next to our center backs in the box? Why are they not on the edge of the box ready to close that down?
Yeah. And then Brunina and everybody is like celebrating because you have to understand this is the champs, and we gave it to them
Yeah.
last season. This season is a whole complete different story. And
I mean, throughout the team they perform better, Luis.
yeah, I mean at this point, look at Rose Lavelle right there, and people were saying online about complaining about Evelina Dolgen and how she's killing it with Houston right now, and how we missed in such great talent. But I don't think one talent makes a team.
Um,
You know, I
I don't
just
agree with these people who think Adriana was the most important part of our team either. I don't agree with that.
yeah. So I don't think one player makes a team. I think the success of the Pride last season was collective. It wasn't really an individual player. Yes, it was great to have Banda and really like all the chances we created on that run that we had. She executed and she was hot because nobody could guard her. She was unguardable. But this scenario, they found out Banda and Banda's out now. And that's one thing they asked
Yeah.
me in Mexico in the interview. I was like, hey, La Mago Valle is going to be playing with Barbara Banda. I said, well, next year.
Not right now.
Uh, uh, Jackie Valle is going to have an immediate impact because right now that's what the Pride is looking for, a game
Yeah.
changer player.
Luis, you want to read some comments? We got a lot coming in.
Okay, let's read some comments here. Give me 1 second. Late but better than never. Thank you, boys. Let's keep this boat sailing and go Stoke. There you go. Loving this Latina heat in Orlando. There you go. Of all sad words, this one was frustrating and disappointing. At no point did I really feel that we were going to have a goal coming from anywhere. We struggled to keep possession and to use it when we had it. Shinta says team needs to get his confidence back. This next match, they have to get the ball in the net. Screw the defense at this point. Just get the ball in. Haven't scored in 6 matches. You're completely right there. There was a particular moment where two of our players were going for the same ball. It was very chaotic, and the player who won it ended up giving it away. That moment summed it up for the match for me. My biggest issue with Hines is he does the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I feel like you said, John, the the Jacksons need to play. The
Yeah,
Jackson two.
I agree with that though. I think after like 2 or 3 games of it not working with this tactic that we've been doing, I'm like, okay, you have to change it. You can't. I think it's getting stubborn to keep going with this. I don't know what they're trying to do. It's like a 4-4-2 almost.
Yeah, yeah.
And you got Marta on the wing. I if you're gonna do 4-4-2, put Marta as one of the strikers. Like just leave her up there. You know?
I agree. Or like I said, I think that Chalufia, if Chalufia and Watt are not working,
Yeah.
like you got to make the decision, even if it hurts to put the Jacksons in. You got to ride with the people that are there.
Yeah. Ali Watt
Um,
is looking a lot like Ivan Angulo this season.
yeah.
She just gets all the way up the field and then no end product. Like not even the
Elise,
crosses are good at the moment.
Elyse Bennett, no way, go Cherries. There you go. Shinta, I think Bennett has only ever scored against Orlando back in 2022. The gritted mentality from last season is not the same. Seb and company had to come with something different. Other teams have figured us out since week 2.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's hard to replicate that we had last year, and I just don't think it's going to happen. So I think that we need to. Last year was a lot of defensive play and grittiness and hitting them on the counterattack with Banda and Marta, and we don't have those players to do that this year, and we're just not defensively as solid as we were last year. So I think we just sometimes for all the attacking assets we have, Luis, I just want to be more aggressive. Like play more, look at the way that Kansas play, and they've got like so many attacking threats out there at the beginning of the game, so many players to deal with. We have like really like in our attack right now, if you're Gotham in this game, Luis, who really caused you problems? It
No
wasn't
one.
until the Simones came on that, in my opinion,
Exactly.
it
When this
really panicked.
Yeah, so minute 46, like look, the second half just started and look at this chance for the Pride. Simone Charlie, Ali Watt, cross, literally half a body amongst the center backs, Priska, and you just throw it to John Rollins right there on the stands. Like
Yeah.
like that's a chance right there that probably Banda would have scored, but like
I do think Priska at the 9 is not a bad choice. I think that's fine.
yeah, but
But she
not
has
if
to
she does.
score.
I mean, not if she does that.
You should have headed it. I don't know if she's trying to kick it
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like you know,
It was
and
a
then
choice.
I mean that could have been a 2-1, and then that would have gotten the team trying to look for the tie right there. But unfortunately, it was just brick after brick, brick after brick.
Yeah, I mean I think also just the vibe in the stadium, I think the fans can sense when we're dangerous and when we're not,
Mm-hmm.
Like, and just the energy, obviously we go down to, and there's been a trend this year of like we're going down early in games and chasing it. I mean, this game we were 2 down at halftime, come back from half and we look bright, but we're always chasing the game. And I just think that it wasn't until late in the game that everybody started to get excited about maybe we'll score a goal. But it's like, okay, but it's the 90th minute and we're pushing to score a goal. They're 2 up. Like it's over. And I think why not? I mean, maybe it's fitness, Luis, but why not start with Simone Charlie up top and Simone
Yeah.
Jackson on one wing? And we can talk a little bit for the Alajuelense game, what we're going to see. Um, but I think we have a chance here to really reinvent how we play with Ovalle coming in and changing completely how maybe the formation or whatever, how we attack, how we lay out our team. In some ways, some of our best assets are like not wingers, right? Apart from Ovalle coming in, who could play the 10, wingers for us right now is not a strong point. So maybe we just don't play with wingers. Maybe that's an option.
Yeah, we have to pay. Switch to a more like a possession style,
Yeah, like play.
soccer.
Yeah, play
Be a
like a
little bit
4-4-2 diamond or something.
correct. Yeah, be a little bit more or less vertical. But also, I tell the fans, the NWSL is one of the toughest leagues in women's sports. Don't put. I understand how decorated La Mago Valle is for sure, but don't put all. I mean, she's not gonna come in and save us. You know what I mean? Like
No, I mean I think
this is
that is a
this.
concern where we're acting like
Yeah,
she is.
right. So I don't want fans to be like, "Oh, La Maga sucks," like on her first game.
I
Like
hope that would be terrible.
it
Don't do that.
takes time. Yeah, and for some players like Banda was immediate because of the physicality. Now you have to understand this is a complete different type of player, even physically speaking. She's not as imposing. She's more crafty with her feet, more of like a passer than a scorer. So look at this chance right here. You saw that chance right there with Simone Charlie?
Yeah, I mean look at that. This is crazy. By the way,
Yeah.
and Katrin Berger, I've never seen a goalkeeper just fly out of her box at that rate that she does. Like like there was that chance there where she was chasing the ball on the side of the field, like she got open net, and we still couldn't score.
I feel the way this team is playing right now, and I know it doesn't make any sense what I'm about to say right now, but Alex Skur would have fitted tremendously on there because of her size,
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean
type of
that.
goals she's scoring right now in Europe.
Yeah,
I mean, we would have benefited tremendously on a nine like her. But now, we have Elyse Bennett, and she's gonna again. It's not like we're gonna be putting Ovaya as a striker, again, and she's gonna come in, she's gonna get used to the league. And again, I agree with you, John. I think we need to change the strategy and surrender with quality
yeah.
and build a new lineup based on Obayas' strengths at this point. And
Like
I do agree with you. I think the Jacksons need to play.
yeah, I mean
Well, Simone Jackson with the Simone, sorry,
the
the Simone
Simones. Yeah,
with
I
the
called them
Jackson.
the Charlies. You called them the Jacksons.
Yeah, sorry.
The Simones. Yes, Simones are. I just think they're exciting to watch. I think Simone Charlie has incredible feet. The way she,
Hmm.
you know, dribbles with the ball, the way that she goes for little tricks in and around outside the box. And I think Simone Jackson is just very direct, and I like that about her. She has that young fearlessness about her in the attack. Luis, like her only thing is like I'm going forward. Like she just gets the ball and she just goes forward. And like in some ways, that's quite refreshing because we don't have a lot of midfielders that get on the ball and just want to start dribbling and going forward and taking a player on like that. We have fast wingers who can get in behind if you play the ball, but they're not ones that are great with their feet. And I think that's the big difference when you see, those two, the Simones on the field together. They both have that and that chemistry. There was a moment down the right hand side late in the game where they were played like 1-2s to each other. Luis, it was some really nice soccer. So hopefully they could maybe connect up with Ovalle and maybe Elyse Bennett. You want to talk about her coming in?
Yeah, 100%. Elise Bennett, she's a striker. She used to play in San Diego, I believe.
Yep,
Um,
she was with the Wave, but she's a free agent when we picked her up.
that's right. Yeah, and we picked her up. She was training with the team already the past few weeks.
Yep, we
So
talked
she's
about
gonna
that last pod. So shout out to the people who brought that up.
Yeah, so she's gonna come in and try to just pretty much do what she's been doing in practice, which is apparently scoring a lot of goals. Now she's a player with a lot of upside. It's a player that they got on a good contract. But again, they're given the tools to Sep to put a good squad. If she sees Bennett is the right nine, put her in. You know what I mean? Don't just guess if it's not working out and she's better coming off the bench, put her coming off the bench. The thing is, you got to make the decision of putting the best starting 11 possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think several things. One, we did not expect to lose Barber for the rest of the season, right? So when Haley was planning all of her moves this summer, a lot of it was based around getting the budget required to bring Ovaye in, not okay, we're gonna have to bring in another 9. So then at some point she had to look on the market, knowing that Barber was out, saying we got to find somebody. Elyse Bennett, a player that obviously has experience in this league. I mean, we say veteran, but she's only 25 years old, but she has played for 3 other NWSL clubs. This will be her 4th. She's not scored a lot of goals. To me, it kind of says this is a player that is similar to other ones we picked up on a free agency or, from another team that was perhaps out of favor, right? She is a clearly a player that several teams in the league have decided to take a chance on, but hasn't really worked out at any of them yet. So I'm not saying that she is not going to work out here, but I just think it's, expectations, right? I think she could be really good, or she could just be a backup forward to bring in and see. When you have limited, obviously you can only bring in free agents. When we could do this, we weren't able to have that flexibility in the transfer window to bring in whoever we like to replace, obviously the wage aspect as well. But I think for what we had to do, an emergency backup in some ways, an emergency replacement, Elyse Bennett seems like a pretty good candidate. I don't know how long Haley had her on her radar or whether this is one she just went out and found, but she scored some goals in NWSL, not a lot, but
Yeah,
definitely, she knows the league at least. That's a positive. So we'll have to see what she can bring. I'm not gonna hold my breath like she's gonna be an incredible player for us because I just don't think that's what we've signed here.
3-year professional career for Bennett. 56 league appearances, so NWSL games, 5 goals, multiple assists. Also played. Her best game was in the 2022 NWSL Challenge Cup, where she recorded 4 assists in her first 6 matches, and earning NWSL Player of the Week with against City Current. Now, again, this is a player that we're betting on, but it's not necessarily a guaranteed. She's still going to need the wings to work. She's still going to need Ali Watt to provide the assist. She's still going to need Prescott to provide the assist. So we need everybody to step up. Now, definitely, I have no doubt that Elyse is going to try to step up and try to do the best she can for the Pride. I mean, again, you're playing with top level quality players, some of the best in the league, and you're playing with alongside Marta. You know, um, so we'll see what happens. Again, it's a player with a lot of upside. That's what Haley said. It's a player with a
Yeah.
lot of upside.
I want to know what happened in Coruña because it shows on her transfer history that she signed for Deportivo Coruña in, the Spanish league, and she didn't apparently play a game for them at all. So that was she left the wave. Apparently went there. Now is a free agent. So obviously it didn't work out in Spain. As far as I can see, she never played a game, but I don't know. Clearly trying to find a home, and she's found one with us. So let's see, man. I think anybody who could put the ball in the back of the net right now, we're on board with, right? So if Elyse Bennett scores goals, it's going to be a great signing.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
not, at least she's another person. Like we got Champions Cup coming up. We need bodies.
also there's a lot of teams in Europe that they bring you in and they say like they don't see anything in you, and they tell you, hey, you're not gonna have any minutes. some players are like, okay, I'll take my losses. I'll just go. Just send, just make me a free agent. I'll go somewhere else. You
Shit is
know.
saying 9 games and 1 goal in Spain. So obviously the site I looked at didn't have that down, but so she made some
That's
appearances.
well, well. Funny thing is, we're still underperforming with Banda on the pitch. So these performances are either down to the players lacking that edge or the tactics from the coaching staff's spry or die. What do you believe in that? Do you think it's a coach or you think it's the players?
I think it's both. It's probably a cop out, but you know, I think Seb will adapt and change. I think he's showing that. It's just what he's trying right now is not working. And he does need to change the tactics. But also, I think that, like we said before, I think the players this year have not been able to perform at the same level they were last year. I think the defense has been relatively close, but even they haven't been at the same level. The midfield, I think, is far from the level of performances we saw last year, and the attack, especially, the wings. Even Barbara hasn't been as good as last year. So I think all of that. I mean, Haley went on Soccer Wise earlier this week and did a full chat with David over there. Talked to him about this season and the transfers that she's planned and made and how she sees the season. And it's like we say, it's very difficult right now to 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 replicate what we did last year. It's never going to be the case. All the teams are coming for us like last year, but we also are not performing nearly as well. And I think some of the team that we expected to perform at a certain level from last year are just not there this year, and so that's an issue. But also, I think we're partly, Luis, in the beginnings of a rebuild. And I think that was always going to happen after last year. We didn't go full rebuild right after winning the cup. We were like, let's roll with what we've got. And then this summer, we see a lot of movement. I think next transfer window at the end of this season, we're going to see a lot more movement and change. And Haley's setting us up for the next wave of what Orlando Pride's going to look like. But there's going to be some growing pains until we get there.
Yeah. We just gotta hope that this a Champions Cup is the start of a clean slate. You know, for Sep to start adapting. And again, I don't want to focus so much on that, but I think it will be great to have Ovalle available right now to be with the team and start getting that that tactical shift geared with Ovalle present.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, things happen with the P1, and she's still working on all that.
She's just not ready to play
Yeah,
yet,
yep,
visa
and
wise. Yeah.
yep, and we're waiting and waiting and waiting, obviously. But at that time, I think this Champions Cup is going to be something positive for the Pride. Hopefully, they're able to to find a way to go back to that mojo that they had, that winning mentality. Which I think that's what's missing.
For sure. I, for one, Luis, I'm very excited that we are about to play in the Champions Cup for several reasons. But I think it's just cool. Like, we're going to be a Champions Cup team. This is our first ever Orlando Pride Champions Cup game tomorrow against, and I've been practicing it. No, I lost it. I had it.
Alajuelense.
Alajuelense. I'm trying, Luis. Steph has been laughing at me because I keep trying to say it. I want to like erase the extra L in there, I want to call it Alajuelense, but it's Alajuelense.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Um,
yeah,
but it's
it
gonna
is
be cool,
tough.
man. It's gonna be
Yeah.
exciting that we're in the Champions Cup.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think this is and again, I don't want to disrespect Alajuelense or Costa Rican soccer, but I believe the United States is no for nothing World Cup champions. And I think the American League is in a different level than the Costa Rican League. Well, that being said, we need to treat
Probably.
every every opponent with respect.
They're still
But
a Champions Cup team, Luis.
yeah, but this is a team that we can certainly beat. with the current team that we have.
For sure.
We just need to see that fire in their eyes, man, and I think that's the biggest battle, mental.
I agree. Let's talk a little bit about Champions Cup first and how it works, because we've never been in it. Of course, this is the second year of it ever existing. Um, it's very strange, but it is, of course, the Champions Cup around North America and Central America and the Caribbean. The top teams of all of those competitions compete in the CONCACAF League. So it's split into two different sides. The 2024-2025 tournament that has been wrapping up. Technically, this is the 2025-2026 tournament that's about to begin. There are 4 group stages, 2 home and 2 away games in those 4 group stage matches. So we have been drawn into a group with Alajuelense. Did I say that right, Luis? Pachuca and Club America, and also Chorillo as well. So they're all in our group. We'll be playing all of those. Of course, we start out against Alajuelense, then we play Chorillo, then we play Club America, and then finally we end against Pachuca, and that will be our 4 group stage matches. All of them are on Paramount Plus, which is
Oh wow.
super cool to see. So Champions Cup gets a very good coverage by the CBS Paramount Plus team. I'm sure a lot of people will know the Attacking Third crew. They'll be all over this. We'll be having pre-game and post-game and all of that kind of very professional level coverage, hopefully, of the Champions Cup. I do like Paramount Plus. I do think they do a good job. So hopefully we see that level of attention, Luis, to this tournament. And of course, our first game is tomorrow at 7 p.m. So a Tuesday night game against Alajuelense, which I just keep butchering the name of, also known, Luis, as Las Leonas. They are the powerhouse of Costa Rican women's soccer, which is exciting to say. I know nothing about their team. I'm sure, Luis, you also know very little about their team. We're basing, of course, our understanding that the level that they're at is probably not close to the level of NWSL. I don't want to take any game too lightly, but you would assume that we could rotate our team and still get a win in this one, Luis.
Yeah. So the current coach of Alajuelense is Wilmer Lopez. He used to be the former coach for the Costa Rican women's national team. So this gentleman, he's a very experienced coach. Um, I did some research regarding Lopez. He usually uses a 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1 setup. They like to hunker down opponents, and very similar play to
Probably.
Orlando.
They're a
Yeah,
counter-attacking team. I'm not
yeah,
surprised.
yeah, yeah. They're a counter-attacking team. Alajuelense often cedes possession to a lot of the stronger opponents.
Yep.
They play, they got a draw against Club America, and it's just a very pragmatic approach by a former Costa Rican coach. His team is usually very disciplined, hard to break down defensively, and obviously that's what's gonna make them a little dangerous. Now, I believe that Hines right now is on the edge. I think playing in being a coach in the NWSL compared to Lopez. He plays in the NWSL. He has Marta. He has a pretty good players, and so Orlando's kind of attacking style, which I feel like they need to improve when it comes to the finishing. It contrasts what Alajuelense offers when it comes to counter attacking. So we just need to see. We just number one, we need to. We're home, so I think playing an Interco just should give Orlando a boost. Even though I don't know how many people are going to be there on a Wednesday on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Also, you have Marta. You have I don't know if Obaye will play. I highly doubt, but definitely Marta.
I don't
You
think
got
she'll
Ali.
be available. Yeah.
Yeah, you got Ali Wad. You got Elyse Bennett, probably.
Yeah.
So
You want to do a? We'll do a lineup in a second.
sure. And
Um,
then obviously, right now Orlando's recent dip, it is a little bit of a concern, but we should have enough quality to take advantage of this. Honestly, I think we have the squad to do this, and I think it'll be a really huge morale boost for the team in general if we score 3 or 4 on these people. There could be a huge morale boost.
yeah. I mean, a few other things about I'm just not even going to say it. 2019 is when they were founded. Las Leonas. They are the best team in Costa Rica or Central America based on FIFA rankings. They are the 41st team in the women's rankings, apparently. So that is very good for them. And yeah, I mean, I think obviously the standard is not going to be at the same level, but we can't take it lightly. We've got to make sure we get a result. If you could pull this up, Luis, this is the table so far because everyone else pretty much has played one game at least already. So there was a game, Pachuca beat Chorillo 6-0. Alajuelense already played at Club America and got that tie 0-0. So that was a pretty good result for them. Washington Spirit absolutely smashed Alianza, not Peru Alianza, Luis, but the a different one. 7-0, and then Monterrey got beaten by Gotham 2-1. So the only teams that haven't played a game yet are us and the Vancouver Rise Academy in the other side, which would be the Canadian team. So yeah, we got to start. I mean, but if you look at, for example, Pachuca versus Chorillo or Washington versus Alianza, I think that's sort of what I'm expecting. Maybe not. Maybe that's optimistic with this Pride team, but
It will be a debacle. It will
we
be
should be beating this team convincingly, right? You would hope.
if we
Maybe.
lose against Alajuelense at home,
Mm, real problems.
real problems.
Real problems. Luis is saying it here. This should definitely be a win. Would you say do you Chorillo a better or worse?
No, I think they're worse.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, you're talking about Panamanian. I think they're from Panama, I
Yeah.
believe.
What about Alianza? Do you think they're
Allianz.
worse?
So the thing, okay, this is gonna sound so bad what I'm about to
Yeah.
say,
It's
but
hard to know with these.
it's gonna sound bad what I'm about to say, but physically,
Mm,
height wise, the American player. I
yeah.
mean, Priska looks
Yeah.
like the Hulk.
Central Americans are not got a
Like
lot of height.
Priska, yeah,
Yeah.
Priska looks like the Hulk. If we can score anything of a set piece in these games against Alianza FC from El Salvador,
Yeah.
against freaking Chorillo, even though Chorillo they have more height because they're Panamanians,
Mm,
you know. But like if we cannot score, like that's a huge problem. So I mean, this is a chance, like Seb was saying in the press conference today, a chance to kind of clean slate, bounce back, have all the players score some goals here. But also, I tell Seb, kind of like taking out of Oscar's playbook, play with respect. Like score a couple of them, but also keep in mind that you got the best way to really help them out is to score as many goals as possible because the more goals we score, we're gonna have a bigger cushion in this type of tournament. So let's say we score 5 on them, like that's okay. So we're gonna be like with goal differential, like tremendous goal differential. You know what I mean? And we can go and face Chorillo. Now we're gonna be playing abroad. Are they gonna be going to Panama? Um,
yeah, they will be going to Panama. Yeah, they'll
so
be going
that's
to
gonna be in itself.
Panama on 16th of September.
I mean, the team is gonna have to honestly, and I'll be with all due respect, and I don't want to. They got to make sure like there's a lot of questioning when American teams go play abroad, especially in Central America. Weird shit. Sorry, weird stuff happens. Stomach
Mm,
aches,
yeah, you gotta be careful with that.
right? Stomach aches, and like all of a sudden, like we had on the men's side, teams playing CONCACAF Champions Cup
Yeah,
that had E. coli and stuff like that. So we gotta be really careful, like with accommodations and where they're staying at and what they're eating and all that stuff, because it's tough.
yeah,
And obviously you have to understand the infrastructure is not there in some of those countries, so you're gonna be playing
yeah.
in a really harsh terrain as well.
And something that Haley talked about on Soccer Wise as well, was she was there, was this 6-day turnaround with 3 games. I mean, you've got September 13th, we play at home against Bay, then we're in Panama on 16th on the Tuesday, then we're back on the Friday the 19th to
That's
play
insane.
North Carolina Courage. Like, I know 3-game weeks are standard, but that's like not even a week. That's not even like, why isn't this game on a Sunday, or like, you
He
know, I
needs. I feel like he needs to be reprogrammed.
uh the Tuesday is an interesting choice for earlier Champions Cup games, isn't it? Why isn't it Wednesday? I don't. You think that's the slot they got, not competing
I
with other
just think
other teams and for
maybe it's
TV
because
rights?
maybe it's because it could be TV rights, or it could also be, hey, um, I want to get there before the weekend. You know,
Yeah, I mean, Tuesday I think is Friday to Tuesday is okay, but when it's like Saturday to Tuesday or Sunday, like, it just seems you know, a little bit too tight for
yeah.
me.
And then again, we're facing really good competition. We're facing Bay,
Yeah.
always been tough for us, and then we have to go and face Choria, which I believe I'll put Macron in there. I'll put my B squad.
Because that will might,
Yeah,
um, do you wanna move on to talking about what our lineup might be against Alajuelense? Do you have
sure.
any other points you wanna talk about in general about Champions Cup before we do that?
No, let's just it's a huge experience. There's really no. I try to research on the prize money. It's undisclosed for the women. We know the men's prize money, which is 500,000 for the champion. We don't know how much it is for the women's. I
Yeah.
believe it's going to be a little bit less than that.
Mhm.
Probably way less. If it's 500,000 for the men, it's probably what 250,000 for the women. You know, but again, it's just a huge experience for the club. Gotham won last year, I believe. Gotham was the one who won. So I mean, Orlando. I mean, they're the NWSL champs. They have a huge chance to. We have a huge chance to win a trophy, guys. May not be the NWSL, but if we get Champions Cup, that is so prestigious. It tells pretty much says we are the best in the region. So
I mean, I want it, bro. I want that.
I won the cup. I
But
won the cup. Give me the
thankfully,
gold.
the only stages that really, the real meat of the competition is until May next year. So, like, who knows? Like, A, Barber will be back, but B, like, I don't know what our team's like gonna look like then. So this tournament, I don't understand why they have it so spread out. Like, they're gonna do the group stages now, and then the rest of it doesn't end till next year. It's stupid. It's partly to do with the fact that you got so many different leagues working and operating in different times around the year, but I just think it's dumb. I also want to say in their 1-1, oh, sorry, their 0-0 scoreless draw that they got against America, um, Bermudez, Bermudez, Bermudez,
Mm-hmm.
Bermudez, she made 8 saves, who's their goalkeeper. She made 8 saves to keep them in it. So clearly they were obviously, I think Club America should have scored, but she just had a really great game. So we got to look out for her and see if she can perform as well. Everybody else, I don't know anybody in this team. I think Luis, you'd be shocked if you knew anybody. Hey, look, they got Aguero up top though. We got to watch out for Aguero.
look,
So
look.
yeah,
A lot of these players, and I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, if we believe the women here are underpaid,
Yeah, I'm
like
sure. This is
women in the Costa Rican Women's League,
some of them. Yeah, I'm sure.
$5 is $5 and a pack of gum.
I
Like
mean, it's fully professional, right? They're not
it is
semi-professional.
fully professional,
Yeah,
but I mean it is. I mean, some of these players have second jobs. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's pretty crazy, and it's a whole different reality. It is a tournament that we sure. I mean, just paint this picture. Yes, we're
Mm,
not doing so hot in the NWSL. Well, we make playoffs. Okay, we make playoffs,
yep,
attainable results.
yep.
No banda. We make playoffs. Elyse Bennett scoring some goals, Simone Charlie scoring some goals, Marta and La Maga doing her thing. We get the playoffs, but then we get to win this cup without Banda.
Like in some ways,
In some ways,
it's like more
I'll
important that we qualify
yeah,
than like like NWSL is going to become more challenging. So we're going to have
100%.
to like if we were in second in NWSL and it's like okay, we can ride it out and make sure we're going to be in playoffs wherever. Like we've slipped to the point where we really have to try to make sure we're going to still be in the playoffs at least, or try and come in the top 4 and get a home game. Like that's important, but in other years, like we wouldn't have to do that because we'd be so far ahead. And but right now we are going to have to do that. So we can't just completely focus on one competition. We're going to have to balance both. And yeah, there's going to be these easy game or easier games against Alajuelense and Torrio, but we're going to have to play, the Mexican teams, and they're going to be a lot better. And I don't think you're going to be able to play a completely rotated second game changer lineup for those games. You're going to have to play some of your starters. So it's going to be a challenge to balance all of this. Luis, why don't you read some comments before we do our potential lineup?
Sure. It says, yeah, this match schedule is rough and there's a lot of travel. Our September schedule is crazy. We have to lock in and do player rotation. It says Sprout or Die. Shinta, I don't even want to see Morehouse name form this cup games. The other two need a chance. I totally agree. I think Macron will be
I agree.
tremendous. Yes, Secrets handed them the final. I'm still bitter, says of all sad words. They want to mimic the UCL, but they realize they can't support a full knockout stage, so they do this weird schedule. Yeah, I agree there. Matcha design. Yes, only a gifted penalty gave Gotham the victory. Ayama was so sicko, and I know almost none of the players on our international opposition. There you go. Sarah needs more time. Completely agree. I think she definitely should play. Pachuca and Club America are top 3 teams in Liga MX this season. They can compete. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's going to be the biggest hurdle,
Mm,
but it's not impossible. We have a big TikToker in Club America. All she does is, from what I've seen, is do TikToks. Jana,
I didn't know. I don't know.
she's quite famous. You should check it out.
Big
She's on
deal.
TikTok, John,
All
called
right.
Jana.
I'm not a TikToker. I'm too old for that. All right, Luis. Let's talk light up. Back to front. I think Cosette Moshe is gonna get the. I don't think it's gonna be Mac. I think Cosette is gonna get the shout.
Well, I saw her play. She played in USL
Hmm.
Super League last
We haven't
season.
seen her yet. She
She,
did pretty well with USL Super League. I think she's been signed to compete with Anna. So if anybody's gonna get the start, I think it should be Cosette,
okay, yeah, you can put Cosette. That's
or it
fine.
could be Mac.
I like Mac because I just
Either
think.
one.
I mean, either way, you could put Cosette if you want.
I think because we haven't seen Cosette yet,
Yeah.
it's gonna be Cosette. And she's experienced enough; she knows what she's doing in a game like this. I don't think. Do you think Perry starts at left back, or would you go Carson? I think probably
I
Carson.
would. I would. Here's where Sep can get the chance to experiment.
Okay.
And if some players are not working on certain positions,
Mm,
like I will start doing experiments here. I agree with you. I think it should be Carson Pickett.
okay. Save
Um,
carry.
I will take Strom out, and I will put Sarah.
Zara.
Yeah. I'll put Corey Dyke instead of Sam's. I keep Raffaele there.
Keep Haffa. Okay.
Yeah, I'll
And
put
Corey Dykin.
Corey Dyke. Yeah.
I like that.
um,
Your midfield too. I
I'll
think.
put
Where is she?
right there. I'll put Viv, and I'll put. I mean, if Luana's available,
I would love to see
I would love
Luana
to see
play, but
Luana. I'll be honest with you,
I
but
don't
probably
think she's
Summer
gonna
Yates
start. You think Summer Yates back
Ali
there?
Limos. Ali Limos.
I think probably Ali Limos. This would
Yeah,
be a
Ali
great opportunity
Limos.
to play Morgan if she
Yeah,
was still here.
yeah, Ali Limos. Yeah.
Ali Limos, I think, will probably get the nod there.
I'll have
Left wing,
on the left. I'll have Simone Jackson.
gonna go Simone Jackson. Okay, you're gonna. All right, that's fair.
Yeah, I'll
I
go
can't find
Simone.
her now. There she is.
Uh,
I don't think Marta
I
plays.
will I will keep Marta in my
You're gonna
opinion.
keep Marta
I will keep Marta because I
because
just
she
feel
could
like
do
we
something
can.
against this team.
I feel like look, we can kill the game 2
Yeah,
0 like 2 or 3-0 at the half, and then we can make a substitution. I just rather do that. I'll take Priska out. I'll put Julie Doyle.
you're gonna go Julie there. Okay,
Yeah, and then right up top, I'll put Priska.
you're gonna go Priska because
So she could get used to. So
needs
she could
she
get
needs a
used to
goal.
the 9.
Yeah, I mean, I could see
I
something
mean,
like
I
this.
like that. I don't know what you guys think.
I think maybe they don't play Marta just because she looks tired.
Maybe
Let's just say if they don't play Marta,
it would be
I saw
probably
in the comments from Shinta, Chanda, oh, where are you?
Chanda.
I know it has been talked about that
No,
like this
bro.
is the moment for these other players like Chanda who are not getting game time to get games. So maybe I
As a 10.
yeah, she can play the 10.
Okay. I like the back four. I like the fact that if we're able to have Villacorta, Bib will like again.
Yeah.
These are fresh legs for Bib. Bib was solid in 2023. So
Yeah.
before her injury, Limos. She needs to keep going. She had a good game last season. Yeah, the last game was a good game for her.
Trying to
Um,
see who else is really like we've got a lot of rotation in here.
yeah, I think this. I mean, I think this squad. I will still say they're gonna keep Marta there, but if you want to put Chanda, that's fine. But I
Well,
think this squad should do.
let's say for example, maybe Chanda goes out on the wing if you're going to put Marta back in here, you know?
I
I
don't know.
mean, the other thing is we don't have to play like this. And this is kind of what I was thinking before is like maybe we're going to end up more in a situation where we've got,
Yeah, it could be Summer Yates also for Marta.
like we could end up something like this. Of course, um this would be for bigger games, but I was just thinking about um how you go with Marta and Ovalle. Like we could end up something like this where instead of playing wingers, we play 2 10s, like 2 attacking central midfielders, and you play 3 defensive midfielders like that. I don't know when Jackie comes in what they're gonna do. Um but yeah, we got options.
Yeah, we got options. I think.
In terms of I think there's rotation, but also you play the players that we want to get goals, and this is an
Yeah.
opportunity for everybody to try and get a
Plus,
goal.
you have to understand it's kind of like what happens with sometimes. I know it sounds like a really bad example, but like with Miami with Messi, right? So Messi plays, and they sometimes some teams, some players don't mark him as well because they're like starstruck. Same will be with Marta with these teams. These players have grown up idolizing
Yeah,
Marta.
I can see that.
So I think that element of surprise. Okay, Marta, play the first 45. Let's go up two or three goals up, and then let's make the switch for Yates. To me, it seems more of like a.
I would run with that if I thought they were gonna rest Marta in NWSL. I don't think they will. I think they'll
True.
save Marta at the NWSL games
True. Makes
Although I
sense.
agree with you in some ways, like Marta would be more effectual in a game like this, probably, and she could, do some of that old spicy Marta that we love so much, and be that creative force, and also have that, like you said, that sort of star power that can sometimes, knock a player back. Pride or Die saying Yates for Marta, like you could definitely see Summer Yates in that 10 position. Maybe that could happen. Chanda and Julie have not played a lot recently, so they would be high on my list.
Yeah.
Maybe this is an opportunity to start the Simones in a game. I would rather keep them for the NWSL games based on the fact that they look like our brightest players at the moment. But regardless of what they do, I think we need to see a game changer lineup, let's call it, Luis, for this game. Not to, diminish what Les Leones can bring, but we kind of got bigger fish to fry, and we gotta make sure that we're turning it around to NWSL play, because we're slipping down the table right now.
100%. Yeah. So I'm good with this lineup you just put in.
If we were in second place, Luis, and we'd won a bunch of games recently and we built up enough points, this wouldn't be such a, Champions Cup would be like, okay, we can deal with this. But right now, we got a lot to think about with two competitions that we got to get wins in both.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Clearly, um, and you make a good point. I think the rotation is important. I think we need to put a lot of emphasis to the NWSL, and Marta will be needed for those games. So there's a possibility we'll just see Marta on the bench. Because I think Marta wants to be in every game, and we need to manage to say no.
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
agree there. Charlie for Priscus is Pride or Die. Yates for Marta is Pride or Die. I know she was injured for a while, but she seems to be doing all right now, says of all sad words. I told Chanda at the open training that I hope we get to see her play more soon. I'm perplexed what's going on there. Oh, you told Chanda that of all sad words? That's great. You told her, Sambia, escúchalo. Play, please. Yeah, Chanda, oh, where are you? Says Shinta. There you go. Strom needs a rest. Uh, I agree. I think Strom and Emily Sams, I believe, need a rest. Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun game, man. Are you gonna go to it?
I will be there tomorrow night.
Oh
Yes.
wow,
I gotta check and see if I've got tickets. I don't even know what the
good for
situation
you,
is with
man.
that. Did we get this in our season ticket package? I think we do. I think I saw tickets for it. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
my daughter just gave me this. When you know that you're about to get a freaking cold. Like I just got that today, man, and I've been taking. I don't know, as a cheap plug, Zycam to kill the cold because I don't want to get sick because I got to work tomorrow. So man, it's crazy.
What do you think on a score prediction for this one, bud?
For this game, I'll say Orlando 4-0. like if this is a 1-0 win at the death, I'll be surprised. And I know it
I think
sounds
we got
like
real problems if we are struggling to beat the
yes,
team, and not
yes,
to belittle them, but it's true.
yes. If we need to, like, this needs to be a morale boost for the Pride. If it's not, then we have some bigger issues. 100%.
Guys, drop your score predictions in the chat. Let us know what you think. I'm gonna go big. I think the floodgates open. I'm gonna go 8-0. I'm just gonna punch it really high, Luis. I'm hoping that we see a dramatically different Orlando Pride against an opponent, and it's very exciting, and we just see goal after goal
You
after
put
goal. So,
8-0.
yep, I'm gonna manifest it. If freaking what's their face? I
No
forgot
way,
who did it.
really?
If thingy, who are they? I forgot who won 7-0 now. If Washington can win 7-0 against Alianza. Why can't we win 8-0 against Alajuelense? Come on. I'm just gonna manifest a lot of goals, Luis. It's been too long since I've been very excited watching a lot of goals at a Pride game, and I want to see goals. So I'm gonna double you. You were so positive. I'm gonna out positive you. How about that?
Wow. I'm
Call me
I'm
crazy.
I'm I'm surprised, John. If it's 8-0, man, you're gonna that's like the best that's the best scenario I've ever heard, man. That'd be insane. Shinta 1-0 and it ain't us scoring the way they've been playing.
Oh no,
No, come on, don't jinx it, man.
that's too depressing. I can't have that.
No, that would be that would be crazy.
That you guys are indeed correct. We do not look here. I do not have tickets, so I gotta figure that out.
10-0 Orlando.
I can't imagine the Champions Cup is going to be that expensive for a wall ticket. I have regular seats. I can just ask for my seats. I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, man, if I was closer, I would totally go just as a fan. I'll go to the Alajuelense side. I don't know if there's even a side
I'm
for Alajuelense.
I'm concerned the attendance is going to be really bad, Luis. I mean, if it's not included in the season ticket and it's a Tuesday and it's a Champions Cup and we're playing a team that nobody knows who they are,
It's gonna look like a
this
training.
is going to equal very bad attendance, probably.
It's gonna look like a training.
Not that I want to be negative, but I'm just building. I'm just mentally
It's like
preparing myself
$12.
for an empty game. Yeah.
Wouldn't be. I mean, this sounds kind of weird, but wouldn't be when it's this type of situations. Wouldn't it be better to play at the Osceola Heritage Park and just pack that because it's smaller?
Maybe, but I don't want to. I don't want to
Because I mean,
diminish
you gotta
the
understand, you
game
gotta
day vibes.
turn on the
I'll
lights
tell you what
and
they will do is they will only open certain gates. So I bet you like only gate A is open, and like they'll close probably whole sections of the stadium, and they'll be very. There's like on a game like this, there'll be like 3 food vendors that are open. It is what it is. I mean, I went to the Club World Cup game, which was what was it? The Mamelodi Sundowns versus Ulsan HD.
oh yeah, you're
You know,
crazy. You're
so
crazy for doing
I've
that.
seen the stadium with nobody in it, and we've had some pretty rough Pride games, but when
What's
it's Champions
Infantino there?
Cup
Was
and there's nobody there, you're just like, "Are we really watching Champions Cup, or is because there's no one there?" You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like Champions Cup if like, where are the vibes?
it's gonna feel like a training exhibition.
I mean, it's gonna feel like that Orlando City versus LA Galaxy game from yesterday, bro. There's nobody there.
Prioritize says, if we lose this game, hashtag Seb out will take full effect.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's y'all are
Oh,
getting controversial
here
now.
we go.
I'm not gonna be on that train because he won us everything last year. So I think in my opinion, you get a grace year regardless.
I do say Seb has gotten a little snippy when it comes to the press. Like at least with me, it's
He doesn't like losing, man. I
or
get
like
it.
or
He
like
looks
some other
upset.
or like some like at
They
least with
all look
me
pissed off after games.
or like with some of the questions for some of my colleagues, like yeah, like I already said, like yeah, or like which is okay because it's no one likes losing, so
No, but I think that's a bit too soon for that personally.
no, I don't think we should go. I mean I don't think we're gonna lose this game. I mean if we lose this game,
It was real problems,
it'll be
real
insane.
problems, real problems. But I'm looking at this game as an opportunity, Luis, to score some goals, get some confidence. Try and awaken the sleeping beast that is Orlando Pride
I
because
agree.
we're it's feeling a little bit like 2023 Orlando Pride at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this is gonna be an opportunity to really score some goals, do a lot of damage, and just kind of try to rebound and focus on that tough week coming up in September, which we're gonna need everybody to be on their A game.
Yeah,
Everyone.
for sure. So let's manifest some goals. Let's manifest some fun, some excitement, some Champions Cup action, Luis. It's gonna be cool. I love Champions Cup.
Yeah,
Why
for
not?
sure. I'm excited to cover Champions Cup, so I'm excited for that.
All right, you want to run us through the socials and we'll get out of
Sure,
here?
we're available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, X, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as LP_podcast. Thank you again for all your support. I do want to also um, give a little bit of an insight on the Pride Pod when it comes to our listening audience, which can also see us on Spotify because I put the video on there. Last Pride Pod had also
Hello,
a lot of
Spotify people. We see you.
yeah. So if you're on Apple Podcasts, you won't be able to see the video, but if you're on Spotify, you'll be able to see the video if that's something that you like, or you could also switch it to voice only, which is fine too. But we've got a really big numbers for the past few episodes for the Pride Pod. Right now, when it comes to the Pride Pod, can you believe it? We are on our second season of the Pride Pod, and this right now, this episode that you're tuning in right now, is our
Yeah.
32nd episode this year. This year so far has had 32 episodes
Of the Pride Pop? Wow.
of the Pride
That many
Pod.
episodes already this year?
Yeah, so overall combined with Orlando
Crazy.
City, we've done over 70 episodes already.
Just this year alone.
Just this year, in this half the year. A little past
Was
half
that
the year.
count the double weeks that we've been double
Yeah,
city episode?
yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. I mean, I remember the very first episode we did of the Pride Pod, and I
Yeah,
remember Shinta was in the comments telling us we
that's
were getting
right.
things wrong. And Shinta's still here. So we
That's
appreciate
right.
y'all.
We
We
appreciate
appreciate
everybody
all
there.
of you for sticking with us and being, friends of the pod and just being awesome and being here in the comments and interacting with us on social media. And, if you see us on game day, come say hi. I promise I'm a very nice person. Luis is a very nice
Yeah,
person. We
same here.
always want
Yeah,
to interact and chat with y'all and talk Orlando Pride because we love to talk it just like you guys do.
yeah, 100%. I always go into gate D because that's where the press is on the right side. So if you see me, because I know I like always is on Pride and City Games, a line of gate D, right? Say hi, I'll say hello, Uh, I'm usually on a rush because trying to get in, because you have to show your badge and you have to they check your bags and yeah,
Game day, Luis, is very serious. You got a lot going on.
yeah. I look very in the zone,
He's very professional over here.
Yeah, very professional. Yeah. So we appreciate every single one of you. For the thread that we're close to our 50th episode, so getting closer and closer. So hopefully with another piece of silverware this year for the Pride.
I hope so, man. Let's set ourselves up for the postseason at least.
It says Pride or Die. Can't wait to get to a game in Orlando instead of New Jersey one of these days. Much love from Jamaica. Oh wow.
Much
Definitely
love.
Pride or Die. Definitely eat some good food. I love Jamaican food.
Yeah,
Some
man.
some
Love me some
oxtail.
Jamaican beef patties. Oh yeah,
Yep, that's right. That's right.
for sure.
Well, thank you guys for your support. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
Yes, we have another pod on Thursday. Is that good with you, Luis? Thursday? I know
Yeah,
we're playing tomorrow.
more than likely, we're gonna have to discuss if this. We might have to do it early.
I mean, we could
So
do Wednesday. That's fine with me. The game is tomorrow, so we just gotta do it
okay,
this.
well, if you want to do it Wednesday, that's perfectly fine
We
with
will
me.
let you know, guys. It'll either be
Yeah, we'll
Wednesday
be on the
or
socials.
Thursday. We'll post it out. But there will be another Pride Pod this week, so we can talk about Alajuelense before this week's upcoming game. Who do we play this weekend? I forget, Luis. We play.
I believe it's hold
We
on,
play Chicago
Chicago.
away.
Yeah, yeah. Which
So
Ludmila, which is one of the
Yes, we will be back later this week to review Alajuelense and preview the Chicago Stars. One last thing, Luis, made a little appearance on Amazon Prime at the
Oh
halftime,
yeah,
which you caught on
I
video.
saw that. I saw that.
Yes, there's a little. They just asked some fans some questions, and I got down there. So shout out to
Yeah,
everybody who saw me on the broadcast.
yeah. You were like, yeah, and then
I didn't know what was happening. They just asked me a question, and I was like, "What is going on?"
on our story, I put the K-pop Demon Hunter song for you right there,
Yes, there you go.
which is it's in right now. My daughter's obsessed. She got me singing the songs already and everything.
That's the cool vibes. The I don't know what you call it, the host, I guess, for Prime Video is an ex-Houston player because I saw Haley Carter post about the
Oh,
fact that she was there. So she was asking questions. They asked me, I didn't know what they were going to ask me, but they were like, "Will Orlando Pride, who's going to win NWSL Cup this year?" And
yeah,
I was like, Orlando Pride, of course. So yeah, shout out to
they would have been like Kansas City. What?
yeah. We were 2-0 down. Let's just say I wasn't feeling it, but you gotta back your team,
That's
Luis.
right. That's right. That's good, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Shinton
there
zero
was
zero
some
one
other
three says
fans there.
Ludmilla coming for us. There you go.
Yeah, we gotta watch out for Ludmila. Alrighty, that was
I will sign her next year.
maybe. Maybe. That was my last little point, Luis. I know I derailed our exit there, but I just wanted to mention the fact that our Loud and Proud Orlando was on the TV.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for your support. And again, I'll see you guys on the next few days. Just keep on the socials. We'll let you know what day we'll go on live. And Vamos Pride. Take care, guys.
Vamos Pride.
Have a good
Bye,
one.
guys.